As a child, I was obsessed with the Warcraft 3 editor. It was such an insanely powerful tool for its time. You want to create a first-person shooter? You can. You want to create Mario Kart? You can. The possibilities were endless. My personal favorite is definitely Warlord. Many great games are based on Warcraft 3 maps, the MOBA franchise most famously. A lot of people probably don't realize that World of Warcraft is running on an updated version of the Warcraft 3 engine. Some Asians managed to create a pretty faithful copy, which I find very impressive. But my intention was not always to create quality maps. It was with the realization that you could display images inside the game that I decided to create a map which was designed to freeze your computer. The map was simple. All 12 players' cameras was locked onto a Ford Falcon which drove around a forest. Once the car had reached its goal, the players were promised pornographic pictures. But what really happened was that your computer would freeze itself while playing Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. In today's day and age, the game will simply crash. But things were not that simple back when you were rocking a single-core CPU on Windows XP. Your entire PC would freeze. You could not Alt F4, you could not Control Alt Delete. The only solution would be to restart your computer with the power switch. I would host this map all day on Battle.net, laughing my ass off imagining the reactions of my victims. Eventually people caught on and they would start joining my lobbies warning players about what is about to happen. So I had to create similar maps with different names to keep my Xecc going strong. As I mentioned, the only solution was to restart your computer with the power switch. But back in those days that could be quite problematic for your hardware. And one day someone reached out to me on Battle.net with a message that went something like this.
Fuck you man, you little cunt, my hard drive crashed after playing your stupid fucking map. I hope your house burns down.
The 11-year-old me could not have been more delighted. I felt like an evil genius. But you might wonder how I managed to make the map freeze your computer. Well, first I edited frostworms to have almost no collision. I then enlarged their size and added a bunch of auras onto them so they would display as many effects as possible. This is how these frostworms would look in-game. The camera would then rotate itself around this terrible area filled with objects and effects while spawning millions of these frostworms every 0.1 second. This would cause too much stress for the computers of 2007 to handle, and a complete freeze became the result. While this may no longer work today, who knows what the future awaits.